it's time to pull the trigger.
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorand over there? They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on!
Still no dice?
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone in the court of Fontaine already. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
What about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off, too, so I don't want to bother them either.
This is getting pretty difficult.
Navia, Clorand, what's up?
Oh my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners. How are you all doing?
Huh. Navia?
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Yep, this is our chance.
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you can solve.
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other options.
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super interesting!
Clorand and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it for them. And when they asked, of course I couldn't refuse. I mean, come on! A brand new script? Nobody has ever played it before.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues, but I think this one is pretty solid. The author obviously put a lot of work into the story, and the world building is also quite credible.
Whoa. I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet. No spoilers, please.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player right now.
first.
Paimon and the Traveler are
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based.
Well, Traveler, what do you think?
Well, that solves our problem.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script.
The script manager? Didn't you just...
The club introduced a completely new kind in this iteration. On top of that,
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote this...
And it's got a real healthy amount of
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Shiorya Boutique. I'll come.
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're.
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of character should I play this time?
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to persuade every animal you come across. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you.
What a pleasant surprise. I assume you'll be joining us for the game then?
Linny, Farina! Paimon didn't know you were playing
I'm more of a casual member, if anything. I haven't taken part in many formal club activities. Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player for the first time. I'm looking forward.
Well, I'm not a member of the club at all. Claran simply woke me up first thing this morning.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays out first. Especially when it comes to the quality.
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troop activities, Claran?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior.
Right. I knew.
Wow. Paimon's so used to see...
Surely you jest. I would never intentionally make things difficult for my players. I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at but in my personal life, I'm just an
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen...
I was probably in work mode during those times.
Is that so? Well, in any case, I just feel like even in your personal life, you don't get emotional very often.
So you want to see me cry? That might be a little difficult. A show of anger, though, that might be something I could accomplish.
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm back! Here, allow me to introduce you to the script manager, Mr. Florian.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Hello? Wait, are you a champion duelist too, Mr. Florian?
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the club. I occasionally play a few of the roles in my scripts.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more immersive experience. Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of the script. This script was adapted from the real history of the Marushose Hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital.
Paimon's not super familiar with the history of the Marushose Hunters. Is that a problem?
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, Marushose Hunters were people who dedicated themselves to hunting monsters and protecting the city by using a special swordsmanship technique passed down over generations. Their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian dynasty, as well as the first hunter, Cassiodor. But I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out and discover later.
Mm-hmm. And I'll provide additional commentary as the story progresses.
In that case, brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Whoa, just one sentence and it's like we're in the story already!
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me. Very well, head over to this location and begin your heroic journey.
So, as we follow the story, it leads us to specific scenes? What does the message...
It's the exact location of the scene, as well as the formal permission to use the venue. Huh, seems like they have everything prepared. Please check all your belongings, everyone, and make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Once you're ready, please follow me to the designated location.
Sounds good! Hunter Squad, move out!
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanth.
They really have thought of everything. Even the phaetometer is here and ready to go for us.
The phaetometer? What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and tea? Is that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marashose hunter, Paimon.
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great, but I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
Very fair. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your... In this story, everyone is a Marash...
Ooh, nice.
as hunters.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this?
Why don't you share a character card then?
Kinda like in real life.
So, for the name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep. It can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I...
Oh, so it would be like experiencing a different life.
In that case...
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I'll take... Persuasion and Investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence. Good idea, Navia. Just as expected of a veteran player.
So should we also take those skills then?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia and use our skill points to pick up other useful skills. For example, I think I'll take Stealth and Sleight of Hand. That will give us more options if we run into any situations we can't negotiate our way out of.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not so different. Let me see. I'll take arts and performance. I'm not quite sure what use they'll be, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the other skills. And
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, Trap? Gotta say this. Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn?
Let's see.
You've all...
Why do I get the feeling?
For example...
The script's world-building rules, huh?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about.
All right, you've got...
Well, now that everyone's more... Since 2 of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask. Would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
what's the difference between the two?
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the Fatometer. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the Fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about luck playing.
Given that I'd like to focus on the story...
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. Never knowing what...
I'd rather be...
All right, then I'll mark down Farina for...
What about you, dear partner?
Are you sure?
No need to worry.
Honestly, I don't...
No.
That was...
Well, anyway,
And speaking of the story...
Well, that's because a long time ago, soon a... Sometime later, as a member of the Marashose Hunters, you receive a commission. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There are your eyes meet, and you realize
You're all Marashose hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood What say you to traveling together?
Okay, count me. My name is Linny.
Is this...
Hey, you can do it for
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marashose hunter right here.
I've been studying medicine ever since I was a child. I want to do my part to eradicate these monsters and use what I've learned to heal others.
Oh, welcome, welcome. When we face the monsters, all...
you open your envelopes at the same time. To the honorable and trustworthy the lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness.
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar.
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference.
As experienced hunters, the layout of yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention.
you see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of
In that case, why don't we take a walk around this...
Oh, good idea. We might be able to get some lead.
You look up and see a tavern nearby.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by, taverns are...
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right. The weather today is quite lovely. If only those monsters out there would stop causing trouble.
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer. If we keep asking questions, we might be able to get some good leads.
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism.
Huh?
I don't think that's the kind...
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food.
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but...
So you're someone who barely smiles? Hey! Did she just...
Clorian must have...
This isn't getting us anywhere.
Are you sure? In that case, please... You remain silent as you prepare a pot and fire to use for cooking. The woman stares at you with her mouth agape as you skillfully cut the ingredients, and after some time, a rich aroma...
Please have some food.
Whoa!
Wait.
Oh, you were right.
So what had you so worried?
A horde of monsters suddenly
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely...
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast. When we said our goodbyes, he couldn't even tell...
You have our thanks, friend. we'll find an...
Don't worry. We don't always get to choose what happens to us.
You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city. As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Although he doesn't seem very friendly.
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask...
That depends. How much are you...
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You...
Surely an onion can't be that expensive, right?
What do you know? War is nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking.
But he still might have information we need. Sir, we came to this city to solve the very problem you seem to be referring to. The war you mentioned. Would it happen to... If you happen to be well informed, and know a thing or two about what's going...
Well, things are basic. Those monsters are... We have limited reserve...
Wait, you're saying...
We could... Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots...
That is concerning.
All right. That's all the info...
You know, if you smiled...
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach.
This guy seems promising enough. Hello, sir. Is there...
Wait. Oh...
You recognize him?
Yes!
What happened?
Alas. However,
Are there...
it's not... Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, to be
Well, you can rest...
The man is touched by your determination and resolve.
Still...
Although...
I see.
All right. They're actively... Even one of our...
Talk about being stuck.
I feel bad for him.
Hey!
Brave hunters?
I understood correctly. There are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Well, Clarissa,
I wouldn't
Sure.
Paimon wants to know too. The hunters were super.
no.
Huh?
In theory, yes. All you would... Still, most people dropped out at the early stages. And
What kind of monsters did
the land of Fontaine, one of the ancient sorcerers of
Now wait.
Well, I wasn't
Wait,
from my math.
Absolutely.
Let's not responding to it yet.
Is that really?
Speaking.
I vote month.
Well said, Miss Fer.
What about you, partner? It's decided.
All right.
let's take a look around. Like that.
You there, outsiders, halt!
Who's there?
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build. Although he's trying... I'm the captain of the guard. State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since.
I said tall... Marashose hunters? Ha! That fair... Using your knowledge of medicine, you're able...
I'm a doctor by trade. Please.
The man appeared. He allows you to apply a poultice of specialized medicine to the wound. All right.
Do you know where we can?
He informs you of some of our new
Oh, please.
Hearing you say those monsters are... I just hope all...
Based on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds. A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief. Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back, they yell.
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you, and downed trees riddled with terrifying claw marks. All the signs point to one thing. A truly devastating battle just took place here.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might still be around.
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes. The monsters have emerged. They close in on you without fear. You get the impression that, in their bloodthirsty eyes, you're just another meal for them to devour.
A little help here. This thing wants to eat Paimon.
Your battle round begins. Now! next battle round begins now. The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into thin air.
Ugh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marashose Hunter class.
I never knew the Photometer
Huh? That's part of the...
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
A suspicious lump. Wait, could it be the thing that appears after every battle?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made. With the monsters gone, the small protrusion...
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
With everyone's help, you successfully, even without opening it.
Makes sense. We worked hard.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it.
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who...
Wait,
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game...
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to...
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe...
well, if donating it...
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice once again. Well, it's getting late. Why don't we call it a day for now?
Wow! Where did the time go?
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all, or because the story...
Here, here!
Oh!
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful. I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for...
Huh?
Mm-hmm. There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to
Whoa! They were...
Well, even if we end the game for... that's just a coincidence, okay? And anyway, Paimon really does want to hear more about Cloran's master.
Well...
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern. My earliest master was my first ever toy.
Oh, wait, so she...
Of course I... See? That's what you get for not holding the sword prop. Excuse me, probably around...
3?
As I said, I'm not so I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised.
A Geovishap...
What she said was this. Make sure to get along. 5.
Well, did she win?
No, I lost.
So, you're saying you actually
Yes.
Not really.
Later on, thanks to her, even though the train...
I still... After that, though...
I had a lot of fun.
We tried to protect...
Protector of justice. Oh, wait.
Yep.
20 years ago. Oh, although...
Huh? When did the
Oh, she... Later on.
That sounds like her, all right.
Well,
It's true. I always want...
But...
She such...
disappeared?
I have no... That night, I was celebrating when she still...
Papa probably didn't know either.
Don't worry. Just like how
We're...
I was at first.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and become the greatest champion duelist in all of Fontaine. You're practically a living symbol of law and justice.
I suspect my position would be far too by the books for her. Master always did whatever she...
Who knew? I wonder. Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Cloranda not...
Well, anyway.
I had a great time.
Anytime.
The script was good. Hey!
What does she mean onto something? Guess I'll head back.
You're that excited?
I was
Boats are made for...
Let's go meet up with the group. Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
So it is where many things come to see.
Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky...
Solidify! Stabilize!
Looks like it.
Have you all?
I admire the...
So the sect...
Unfortunately, that...
Anyone think Cloran's...
Well, whatever. If we're worried about a
Yeah.
Staring at me won't...
Why aren't you saying it?
Oh,
Huh.
well, I made sure... Anyway,
Wait.
well, it's only a...
Alright, Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's...
So, you reached an agreement?
Oh, and we'll...
All right. You collect the trip... The city is still shrouded in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere, but your spirits are surprisingly high. In places where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the children, the elderly, and the poor in urgent need of help.
Thank you, kind soul.
The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away. Her eyes...
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy. I'm sure he knows the people here far better than us.
Oh, good idea!
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on finding the man again. Please wait, distinguished guests. Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon tea?
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who requests to meet with you.
Do you think this could be...
Well, we have to investigate the court at some point, right?
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just...
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards, and gilded tables line both sides of the hall.
Wow, it's so
The elderly king, clad in a magnificent robe, sits upon the deep crimson throne before. He wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right at the very front. As you observe it, you see a complex pattern of light reflect off its surface. They're here, Your Majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his mouth with his hands. After a moment, he lowers his hands and stands back up.
The king does not appear.
The king remains esteemed. I've heard. However,
Well, we've... The golem's blades were so well, that was enough details, right?
your account does indeed match those of the.
Well, we did take the treasure.
How did he know about the treasure?
Ah, then I.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward?
Yes, that was indeed what I said. Only that which is
But that's complete.
Yeah, that makes...
maybe so. What?
Well, what about the king?
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king
From the look of things, could the Prime Minister be the...
I would like to observe the number of guards stationed in the hall.
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense atmosphere in the room, they stand at the ready, each with a hand placed upon the hilt of their sword.
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole place upside down, I guess.
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of ill-intentioned before I decide you.
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe...
But if we try to fight the guards...
Don't worry. At least we figured out...
thanks.
You allow yourself to... It's only when you... Stay here! The guards lock the...
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes.
No!
Carve out a new path.
You reach toward your...
What about...
When did you
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected.
And the keys to the cell are...
Correct. You don't even...
well...
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that state...
What?
I'm...
That it...
Oh, before I took a...
Wait,
I doubt it. Master left I gave you the sword back.
Wait.
After the duel.
Before that, Clorand would have meals with us after the duel, though. There was a period of time where we were both sad and conflicted. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help back then.
no one can change...
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Think...
Looks like the next...
From Corinne's face.
Water can... Eventually, suddenly...
Heads up, everyone.
Gather close, everyone. work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity is the same as your...
Huh?
Shh. Noise.
I understand